So,
Sorry.
did you get hit in the head by
Yeah.
hit with a chair or something?
Yeah. Sami Zayn gonna run in on me here.
Yeah. So the last time we talked was, I believe, after SummerSlam, and so much has changed in WWE. Really, so much has changed ever since I believe it was last June or July or something like that when Vince McMahon stepped down and Triple H took over. And he took over, and then there was SummerSlam, and that was pretty well regarded, but really, he just started. So okay, let's see how things go. I don't even remember Survivor Series, but now we're on to Royal Rumble, which, if you were to rank all the WWE pay-per-views, would you say Royal Rumble is the second best or the second biggest?
Probably only in that it does kick off the road to WrestleMania. I do have some affection for SummerSlam. I'm a big fan of SummerSlam. Survivor Series is probably my least favorite of the big four. But yeah, I'd say Royal Rumble is probably ranked up to second most important.
Yeah. And I wasn't even gonna talk about Royal Rumble because it's like, what is there to talk about? It's, the big things are the Royal Rumble matches and 30 people fighting each other. It's like, okay, some things happen. And then the Roman Kevin Owens match happened and the aftermath. And it's like, oh, they went there. Now I got to talk about this. So, what did you think about the Royal Rumble overall?
Overall, I thought it was great. It's obvious the influence that Triple H is having as the booker. And, it's now fashionable to love WWE because of Triple H. I'm not going to say he hit a home run with everything in this pay-per-view, or I'm sorry, this premium live event, because he didn't. Not everything was great, but on the whole, and in terms of the storytelling and advancing stories and everything else, I think, and trying new things, I think that they're on the right path. You're never going to bat 1,000, but they are definitely on the right path.
See, that's the thing. If I were to grade, and it's funny you said home run because I wanted to use it in terms of baseball terms. Like, if I were to grade overall Triple H, what he's done, I'd say a double, maybe triple. I don't know, but it hasn't been a home run. It's not like everything he does turns to gold. It's not like, he brings back people and it's okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Still way better than it was with Vince.
Yes.
I can't, I hear rumors that Vince is coming back or so. If that's the case, if he regains control, I'm out. Sorry. I can't deal with that anymore.
Yeah.
I can't deal with seeing, the same match 10 times in a row because a 76-year-old man is forgetful. But and I think overall with this Royal Rumble, it was good. It was solid. They didn't take a lot of chances, and that's okay. And really, they let the Royal Rumble matches do their thing, and they were well done. And then, but I mean, besides the Royal Rumble matches, everybody's going to be talking about I don't want to say the end of the Bloodline, but the continuation of the Bloodline story, which is amazing and one of the best wrestling storylines ever.
Yeah.
It starts with the men's Royal Rumble. Cody wins. I guess this was expected, but still,
it was
well.
If you recall last year, what did I say? Cody Rhodes should be the one to unseat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And Cody will be the megastar. And we seem to be poised for that to potentially happen. I think having him at 30 was smart, given the injury he's coming back from. That was a good move just to protect him. He didn't be as long. Gunther was the star of the Rumble. I mean, going bell to bell, and he's in his toughness. He's already done a great job, I believe, in Imperium with him as Intercontinental Champion. But he has the potential now to get to the next level too. And, they helped build him into a star. Sometimes you get to be built into a star by losing, not necessarily by winning. And this is a case of that for Gunther. He became a big star just by his performance in the Rumble, even though he didn't get the win. And it's not his time yet.
Yeah, he really was elevated. I think he's doing a great job as Intercontinental Champion. He's making that Intercontinental Championship more legit, because he's a legit star. He's amazing. That one part where they teased Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. Oh my goodness. I will take my money. If there was a match, Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, just take my money. I would love to see that. And that's the cool thing, is he's relatively new star. So it's cool to see him, what he could do against other people.
I could believe Gunther going up against Brock Lesnar. I can believe that.
Yeah, I could believe it would be a good fight. Yeah.
Or a banger, as they like to say.
Oh God.
But yeah, it's that was good. And I think part of it, sometimes it's okay to be predictable and have a predictable ending that's going to satisfy the crowd. And it's the journey of how you get there. To that end, also, it was smart then to do the men's Rumble first on the night, because they were giving a predictable ending. You don't want to end the show with that.
Right.
How they did the show, which we'll get to, was obviously the way to end the show. I was even skeptical when I heard Roman and KO would be the last thing. I was like, really? That's going to be how they end the show? Okay.
Yeah.
Now I see, So, and even in just booking when the matches were, was a smart move. You do the predictable thing, but the crowd is into it. It kind of revs them up. It gets them going. Smart move, right choice. I can't see anyone else at the moment being the choice to win the Rumble. So good move, WWE. Good move, H.
There was a fear that people would actually be angry that Cody came back, because people were expecting The Rock. And I think they tried to manage those expectations.
I am thrilled that The Rock was not there.
Oh, me too.
Absolutely thrilled. I'm thrilled that he's not going to be a part of WrestleMania, because he shouldn't be the one to be beating Roman Reigns.
Not for the title.
Now. Yeah, not now. Maybe next year's WrestleMania, but not now.
They could easily have a fight. If The Rock wanted to come back, they could easily have a fight for head of the table or whatever. Right. And that does not have to involve a title.
I said last year too, The Rock cannot be the one who beats Roman Reigns on this title run. It needs to be someone you are establishing as a main event star. And that right now is set up, hopefully, to be Cody Rhodes.
Cody came to a great reaction. People loving it. People are loving him. He got derailed with the pec injury. He was gone for 6 months, something like that. 6-7 months. Still, he's coming back strong. So he's looking good. So things are good there. Nubyjas, what did you think of the men's Rumble? Uh-oh. We can't hear you.
Okay, you got me. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah. He was less speechless.
I was saying some good stuff over there. You guys missed it. But I mean, it was a Rumble. There were I mean,
I was telling Dean I wasn't even going to talk about this because it's like it's a Rumble. What
yeah.
they
I
do
mean,
their
look, there were some
thing.
surprises.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, some callbacks.
yeah.
You
Booker
know,
T, that was cute.
yeah, that
That was
was
fun, yeah.
fun. And Booker looked good. Also, that was about as long as he needed to be in the ring at this point in his life. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
just being real, he hadn't been in there for a while. It was cool. He got the spinner Rooney off. That was enough. They did it. They did it right. Kept him protected.
It was,
Move
yeah.
on.
The men's Rumble was a crowd pleaser to start the show.
Yeah. I mean, look, I was kind of surprised it started the show, but I thought it was. I mean, I thought that the women's Rumble was better. And I thought, to be quite honest, the women's Rumble was placed where it should have been on the program as far as like the quality of the two. But the men's Rumble, I mean, it was fine. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Royal Rumbles, period. This is a general thing. I think they're silly matches, but I will allow it once a year for this. And it was fine. It got the job done. You have a championship contender. That's what they were looking for. Nice little story. I did like the interplay with Lesnar and that whole situation with Lashley. I thought that was cool. I like the way they brought Brock in, even though, I mean, let's be real, we kind of knew Brock was going to be there, right? Whether we knew it or not, we kind of had a pretty good idea. Okay.
Mhm.
And actually, I like that he didn't stay in very long.
Yeah, he was only in there for like 3.5 minutes or something like that.
I mean,
4 minutes.
he got his name out there in those 3.5 minutes. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he showed you who he was.
But there were years that the entire Royal Rumble match was built around Brock Lesnar, where it was like this unbeatable monster that's like, oh my goodness, is it, so it's cool that he still did his thing and still, let other people shine.
The guys I was watching with, we were talking, it would have been fun if Brock just would have stayed at the entrance and just beat the crap out of everybody that tried to come into the ring.
Why didn't somebody do that?
Yeah, he just beat up everybody. And by the way, we have ignored the obvious here that actually the real winner of the men's Royal Rumble match is Rey Mysterio.
Oh,
because he wasn't in it?
Yeah.
He didn't get thrown over the top rope, and Cody eliminated himself over the top rope after the match was over. So Rey Mysterio won. I'm messing with you guys. It's not.
I mean,
no.
Maybe
I
somewhere.
think you have to enter the ring to be considered, because actually we laugh, but the whole thing with Liv Morgan in the women's Rumble, that was what that was all about. People thought she was eliminated and she wasn't, and then she showed up at the end. So yeah, almost.
I mean, but I guess but where's the rule book for the Royal Rumble? Do you really have to actually enter the ring?
I would think you do have to enter the ring for it to count, yeah. But it's just funny. It's like he was never thrown out, and then Cody went over the top rope. So Ray wins.
Whatever rule book there is did not include Kofi Kingston messing up a spot where he was supposed to land on the chair and he didn't. And it could have got hurt really bad too.
Years in a row.
Yeah, they botched that.
I mean, hey man, look, I couldn't do it, so
it's amazing what he does.
Yeah, I can only talk so much trash, but I was like, oh, and you can see, like, you can always tell when, like, the elimination wasn't supposed to happen for real.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Like, oh boy.
Yeah,
Audible.
Like, did he die? I mean,
right. Yeah. That did not look good.
Yeah.
I think there was one year. There's always the spot they tease where it's like, oh, he's like an inch from the floor. Oh, and sometimes I think they mess that up, and he actually does touch the floor, but they good old camera angles and stuff. So
well, you just hope that wasn't the guy you thought was supposed to win. Then that'd be a whole
right. Yeah. So I mean, we still don't know what WrestleMania is going to be. Obviously, it's going to be Cody versus Roman. Is it going to be for both titles? Is it going to be for one title?
I've always been a fan of as you know, splitting the title.
Yeah.
But they offered, I guess I read that they offered Austin a match with Reigns and he turned it down. And it's like they want to, but they haven't, even in Cody's promo Monday night, he named it as the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. So they're still going with that. But even if you notice, like in the most recent tag team things they've been doing, like this tournament on SmackDown is for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The match on Monday was for the Raw Tag Team Championship. It wasn't for both. And so hopefully they're looking to split that and split the main title. But I mean, they'd have to do something between now and then to make that happen. And maybe they do it.
Speaking of splitting, I guess we'll get there later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the next match was the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. My goodness, what the heck is going on here? What are we doing, Bray Wyatt? Come on, man.
I'm a huge Bray Wyatt mark. Okay, huge Bray Wyatt mark. I give them credit for trying something new, but it fell flat, and it just there's going to be more context and layers to Bray's character, I think, than maybe fans are used to. Like, we're used to the concrete world of, okay, Bray was the cult leader, and then Bray was Firefly Funhouse and The Fiend. This has a lot of layers to it, and I don't know if that's going to keep resonating with matches that he has. And again, they tried something new. Howdy completely missed LA Knight on that fall. Bad camera work.
By several feet.
And but I'm going to say this about the whole angle. And I'm going to give you something else that, I'm going to start saying that these aren't predictions. These are spoilers because, I was right about Cody. 2 years from now, we're going to be talking about LA Knight winning the Royal Rumble and going to the main event WrestleMania.
You think he's that good? You think he's going to be a future star?
He's a star.
I like LA Knight, man. I like what he's doing. I like him on the mic. I like his ring work. I mean, he's got a shot. He's got the look. I mean, he's got a lot of things. As far as that match goes, I mean, all right. I guess that's what annoys me. All right, I get it. Look, you make your corporate money. I guess the Pitch Black Mountain Dew soda, whatever that is, and I get it. Synergy. I just don't know I guess he's not the eater of worlds now or whatever, but I mean, his character is what?
I just said we haven't.
I don't even know. I don't even know what the heck he's doing now.
It's not fully.
Yeah, I'm sorry, because we also gonna say, like, the eater of worlds doesn't drink Mountain Dew or do corporate matches.
Here's the thing, though.
Right? I mean, am I wrong?
Oh, wait, the only person to mention Mountain Dew Pitch Black in any promo was LA Knight. Ray never did.
Okay,
but
he's still in the match. I mean, but I also get what you're saying. I mean,
but Bray didn't impact Bray's character as much.
Yeah, I mean,
LA Knight took that part of it.
Yeah, and I acknowledge this is very nitpicky of me, and Dean does have a good point on. Well, I mean, he didn't say it, but still, I mean, you're still in the match, dude. Like, I just don't think that someone it's like seeing the Undertaker at Disney World. It's like, the man from Parts Unknown, doesn't go ride on the teacups at Disney World. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just that part it's just weird to me. The match itself, I guess it was dark. I guess the whole thing. I didn't really. I ain't hate it. I ain't love it.
Apparently, the people in the crowd had no idea what the heck was going on.
Yeah, they couldn't see it.
It's dark. What are we doing here?
Right, just two dudes fighting in the dark. Yeah.
You know what they should have done? they should have had him, depending on the flavor of Mountain Dew that he drank, he would turn into another character. Like if he drank Code Red, he would turn into the Fiend. If he drank Baja Blast, he would turn into cult leader Bray Wyatt. You know, really sink into that sponsorship.
Oh yeah, make like I guess the cult leader had like the Hawaiian shirts. I can kind of
really.
I get it. I mean, it just, I don't know what they're doing with Bray. I don't know, man. Whatever. I don't know. Like, I like Bray as a wrestler. I'm sure he's a wonderful person. I just, if they took him off TV today and never put him back on, I don't think I'd miss him.
I would. I look forward to what he does every week because it's different. It's something, it's strange because I like the realism of wrestling. I like a guy like Gunther. But I also, in small enough doses, like something like a Bray Wyatt or an Undertaker, you know, that has that supernatural kind of element thing going. And it's a different way to tell a story.
You know, I don't mind it.
It's not for everybody.
No, I just wish you had more focus to it. Or there was like, you know, like, I mean, like when Bray was doing the whole Eater of Worlds thing, well, whenever he got a pay-per-view, he lost. So, like, how do I believe you're this big, dominant guy, and every time the actual match that matters happens, you lose? Like, that's what I mean. Like, that's like if they actually did something with Bray. And I'm not saying he's got to win a championship. In fact, I don't even necessarily
keep him away from the title. He does not need a title.
He needs to be an attraction that doesn't necessarily need the title.
Right.
Yeah. If done right, it could be awesome. There were aspects of the Fiend character that were absolutely amazing, and there were the aspects that were absolutely ridiculous, like that match with Seth Rollins. But like his entrance and the mask was insane. That's like Undertaker level stuff. So, you know, it just needs to be tweaked. It just needs to be tweaked, reined in. I don't know, but whatever it is, whatever he's doing right now, it ain't it.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like when I say I wouldn't miss him, it's because I just don't like what he's doing now.
Yeah.
Now, if they bring him back to something cool, then of course it'd be cool. But I just can't remember the last time he did something cool in the last, like.
I'm optimistic that in the course of the lead up to WrestleMania, it will lead to something better.
If it does, I'm here for it. Yeah.
The Funhouse thing with John Cena was just mind blowing. That was
great. Yeah, but that was 2 years ago.
That was a few years ago. That was during the pandemic era when you could do cinematic stuff like this. The next match was the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss. All right, Alexa Bliss, you need to go. There is not a planet in this galaxy that I would believe Alexa Bliss could beat Bianca Belair in any kind of match. If you had Bianca Belair tied in handcuffs or something like that, Alexa could still not beat her. She's like 50 pounds soaking wet, and Bianca is just this athletic machine. Come on. No, I'm sorry. I hated this.
I believe it. I believe her beating Bianca.
Really?
Yeah. And she has the experience. She has the pedigree. She is in another place. She's gonna eventually intertwine with Bray Wyatt on this journey. So this was just a stepping stone in her story. So, you know, she wasn't meant to win it at this point. But let's see, does she end up in the Elimination Chamber, or does she end up doing something else? We'll find out what's next for her. I don't necessarily disagree with Bianca winning, but it did, again, that one also felt like, oh, okay, nothing really special here.
Yeah. I am pretty disappointed that Rhea Ripley chose Charlotte Flair.
Oh, I'm not.
Really?
Nope, I'm waiting for Rhea to kick the crap out of that phony plastic Barbie. I want to see Rhea unleash the brutality and crush her at WrestleMania. I don't like Charlotte.
Hey, if you want to get plastic,
I totally would not have been able to tell that from your statement.
I know.
Would have had no clue.
Thank you for explaining that. Your feelings, because we weren't sure.
Wasn't sure, but Yeah, I want
if you want to get plastic surgery, you want to change your look, hey, go for it. It's a free country, do whatever you want. But it was funny,
really.
after the Royal Rumble, they had the Ric Flair documentary, and I stayed up to watch that. And they're showing Charlotte like when she was a kid. She's completely unrecognizable.
Yeah.
She completely changed her look. She is nothing like what she looked like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But hey,
Overrated.
yeah. I think she's still considered the greatest women's wrestler of all time. But
no.
We always disagree about women's wrestlers.
I will put Stratus over her any freaking day of the week.
Oh my God, no way.
Yeah, I would.
But the thing is, what has she done like in the last 2 years? Like she's barely wrestled. I don't know what the heck they're doing with Charlotte.
And to be honest, she's a terrible face character.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what didn't Charlotte have the baby and everything too, and all that stuff? Right?
No, I don't think she had. I think she got married.
She got married. Okay.
She had some kind of injury or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She took some time, but anyway, the women's Royal Rumble match. Rhea Ripley was number 1. Liv Morgan was number 2, and they lasted to the end. That was really cool.
Boy, that spot could have gone wrong at the end, man. When Rhea was hanging on those ropes, what would you do if she just slipped off?
She was hanging on those ropes for a long time,
Before
and
she pulled that it was a spectacular move there at the end, but
it worked. But man, that could have gone.
It could have gone bad.
I guess you had to get real creative at that point, right?
Yeah. She at the end when she won, she bit the ropes. Like, dude, do you really want to fight those ropes after what 70 people have just been running through those things?
I'm about to say hours of sweaty people and a whole lot of things going on. Pretty sure that would have been a COVID-19 violation.
Yeah, really. Speaking of COVID-19,
that was nice. That was fun.
What's that?
We had Mrs. Taker in there.
Okay, that was cute.
Michelle was
cool.
That was cute. They show her in the crowd, and then they're like,
"Cool."
Yeah. They show her in the crowd, and then she's like, "Okay, Michelle McCool." She's like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'm going." And then, like the little her kids were like, "Yay, I'll take your jacket." Like that was really cute.
Yeah, I like that. That was fine. I mean, I guess honestly, I thought the women's had better of those kind of surprises or whatever have you. I that's what I thought.
Yeah, so coming up was cool. See some NXT women. I wish they would have given a little shine to Tiffany Stratton from NXT because I think
she's a future star. Yeah,
she's a star, and I don't mind bring in your champ. Absolutely, of course. And I was actually honestly, honest to God, guys, what I was hoping for was that at like 29 or 30 would somehow be Mandy Rose and that she would win. I was really kind of hoping for that she would be coming back, but yes, continue to make your money on OnlyFans, Mandy.
Hey,
she is making money on that.
Hey,
I ain't mad at her.
Go make your money. I mean, it's a way easier way to make money than by getting body slammed by Nia Jax or something like that,
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it.
Speaking of Nia Jax,
she's back.
Grateful that nobody was injured at the hands of Nia Jax.
Thank you.
Because I was like, who's she gonna hurt?
Exactly. And that's why I hate her. That's why I hate her, because she just recklessly injures people.
Sloppy in the ring.
Well, she doesn't mean to, man. She's trying. She's learning.
Well, okay, but you know what? Big Show had to learn how to work with small guys, right? Nia Jax has to learn how to work with small girls and not hurt them.
No, yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right.
You gotta learn.
You know what?
What your pedigree family is. You've got to learn how to do it right, not hurt people.
No, you're right. I mean, look,
I know they don't have a lot to say, but if I'm a women's wrestler and I'm wrestling Nia Jax, I'll be like, I refuse. She's gonna hurt me. I mean, it's happened so many times. Like, No, sorry. I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even though her hurting Becky Lynch basically made her career, but still that was a giant
Now,
accident.
I will say, I wish they would have done a more individualized spot with Nia and Piper Niven.
Now, that would be cool.
Part of all the girls attacking her. I think, the two big girls, if you will, having them collide, having a moment, I think might have been a little bit better in the storytelling. But I can't complain. They eliminated Nia, so I was happy.
Hey man, look, I struggle. I like Nia, but you're all right about the way she works. I hope she gets better at it. But I mean, it would have been very obvious for her to come win. So, and it was smart strategy. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, we obviously know what wrestling is at this point, but the smart thing would be to eliminate the biggest motherfucker. Biggest person, part of Lakers. That would just be the smartest thing to do.
Right.
Like if it's Braun Strowman, if it's Nia Jax, if it's Brock Lesnar or Bobby, you know what I'm saying? Like the smart thing to do would be to gather up and get them out.
In the men's match, almost came in. And I think Braun Strowman came in right after, or Braun Strowman came after him. It's like, yeah, that's the big dude. We all need to get rid of him if we have any chance of winning this thing. So let's all band together and get rid of the Giants.
Yeah, you don't want that dude start squashing us like bugs.
Yeah.
I like Damage Control working together. That was actually kind of fun with the three of them, working to eliminate people, and then Becky Lynch being involved at the end of that part of it. So that was fun too. There were a lot of fun spots in the women's match. I think they did really well.
Asuka had a change of character, kind of. She is now a murder clown or something like that.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. She's very good. So cool. I am very happy with Rhea winning. I remember when she came up in NXT with Bianca Belair, and you looked at both of them and said, these are future stars. These are the future. And Bianca has had her future.
Beyond my obvious hatred of Charlotte Flair, the character, I believe this is Rhea's time. This is Cody's crowning moment and Rhea's crowning moment. Both need to happen.
Yes, it is Rhea's time. This whole Judgment Day thing, it kind of started not so great, but it's a very good, the whole thing with Dom Mysterio bringing him in, that was actually well done. Finally, they turned him heel like you wanted, and it's actually, he still sucks as a wrestler, but still he's a cool character. He looks like Eddie Guerrero, and I love it.
This whole jail thing is pretty funny. I did Hard Time. You were there. It was. They've actually done that pretty well. And that's helped him develop some depth as a character, which is good because as a young kid, that's what he needs. He needs to grow with that, and so I think that's a good thing for him. And then to be around guys with experience like Finn Balor, so that's helpful to him.
Yeah.
Whatever. Dom Mysterio, whatever.
He's still not good.
No. When I say like whatever, okay, whatever, dude. Like the jail thing, it's
funny.
It's ridiculous.
It's not meant to be taken seriously.
It's very campy. It is what it is.
Chicken ass heel. It's what it is.
Yes. That's what that is. He's like, man, he got the little teardrop now.
Right.
Like, come on, man. But it's, because again, it's only funny because he's trying to be funny. Like, if you actually really believe that, it'd be like.
But I'll tell you what, listen to the crowd. Who do they boo the most in the Judgment Day?
Ooh. He's that perfect dude, that little Weasley dude that you just want to see get beat up.
He's the honky tonk man. He wants to see him get beat up.
Yeah.
And he's getting the heel heat.
Hey.
So he's doing his job.
That's the thing. Like it's one of those things I found myself actually upset at him. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
Because, because I used to not even really care, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because to me, he wasn't worth caring about. But now it's like, oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I hope, hey, good luck to him. I hope it works out. I mean, I don't know how far he goes. He doesn't get any better in the ring, but I mean,
the logical thing is a Dom versus Rey Mysterio match at WrestleMania, and that'll be interesting.
He has to win.
Dom has to win. Yeah. He has to, and I'm sure Rey would be happy to put him over, but yes, yeah. So yeah, Rhea's gonna face Charlotte. We still don't know who do you want Bianca to face at WrestleMania? I don't even know. Asuka? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you raise a good question. I don't know if there's anyone to rise to the level at this point that's not also a face.
I mean, yeah, you could do a triple threat like her and like Bianca, Becky, and Bailey or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe that's a possibility.
Maybe Sasha Banks will come back.
No. You know what? I'd be okay with that.
Wow.
There's just not a lot there in that way. There's good wrestlers, but nobody at that level. So
there's nobody at that level. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Then there was the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. We all knew what was going to happen. We all knew Roman was going to win.
We knew that.
That part we knew. We knew there was no chance Kevin Owens was winning. But then what happened afterward, honestly, was a complete surprise. I figured they would do something like this at WrestleMania or something like that, or save it. But the way they did it with Sammy finally turning, and they didn't turn on him, he turned on them, I thought was brilliant. Yeah. This was just so well done. My goodness. Just think about it. There was 51,000 people in that place. And when he hit Roman with the chair, they went nuts over a chair spot.
Yep. Or the same spot that Seth did to end the Shield.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool, the way Roman goes really slow and falling down. And
And I'll tell you, the beatdown of Kevin Owens was uncomfortable.
It
got to an uncomfortable point. Again, great storytelling. Because if it's uncomfortable for us, how uncomfortable is it for his best friend? Right? Mm-hmm. It's that sucks into the story. And then, he's pushing you and he's pushing you and he's pushing you and then he's slapping you, and Sammy had enough. And then the layer that no one expected with Jay.
Yeah, that was interesting. Considering one of their tag team champions, but also
it's been so well done. It's just every week. It's been just little layers and little details. And
we don't have a predictability of where the Bloodline story goes. It's more predictable if it's just a Sammy turn or a turn on Sammy. And we know they're going to fight in Montreal at Elimination Chamber. But throwing the J element in throws a new wrinkle into it that makes it unpredictable, which is phenomenal. It's what the storytelling has been missing, and it's gained a decent amount of since H took over.
This is a callback to even when the Bloodline started. It was Roman, and he was bringing in Jay. And they had that match, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And Roman finally brought him in and made him his, put him under him. But Jay never forgot. And wow, just so good. This has been going on for what, 2-3 years now, something like that.
Yeah, they've done a phenomenal job with this whole thing. And it's good. This is also something good because not every story needs to be a 2 or 3 month story. A slow burn is good once in a while.
Well, because here's the thing. We know every faction breaks up at some point.
Yeah.
Like there's never been a faction that has existed all the way.
Right.
In its original form. It breaks up, members change, whatever have you. So
Yeah.
you knew it was going to happen at some point. But after a while, you kind of like, well, I guess they're just going to keep this rolling here. I mean, it's like, oh, okay, well, all right. Because after a while, you kind of stop anticipating it. Because, I mean, like you said, it's been a couple of years. I mean,
I
typically,
remember
how many factions, like, and maybe it's something we could think about or look up, how many factions have lasted that long with?
The Horsemen did.
the four. I'm just thinking of the Four Horsemen. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I was
they
saying, but, like,
lasted for a while. I'm thinking. I mean, NWO was really only what 2-3 years
Yeah.
until the company went away. I mean, technically, you could say Bullet Club, but that's
different.
Yeah, that's
That's
different.
what I'm saying, but like you think about the history and the pantheon of factions, right?
Yeah. Look at
I
like
mean-
Evolution. I mean, Randy Orton turned and Batista turned, and it was designed to make them stars and to have that happen.
You're lucky to get a year out of a faction, really.
Right.
If you
Yo,
get
man,
anything
they got
over a year,
time
that's
out of it.
impressive.
With Roman as a heavyweight champion the whole time, and the Usos as tag team champion.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with that. You had Raw the next night. Was Roman there? Were the Usos there? Were Sammy there? No, they're all going to be on SmackDown. Roman's always on SmackDown. He's hardly ever on Raw. Combining those titles was a mistake because he's basically Raw has no champion, and that really stinks. And you got a 3-hour show. It would be nice to fill it with an actual champion.
Yeah,
What
true.
they've done in the interim, though, they have built up that United States Championship, and they have built up Austin Theory.
Yeah, which is great,
Shout out
which was
Theory.
very
It's
much needed.
an elimination chamber match. You know, I mean, to defend it.
Oh, and shout out to Theory for his pay-per-view performance as well.
Yeah. So the what I keep hearing is for the tag team championships, it's going to be Sammy and Kevin against the Usos.
Yeah.
Assuming that Jay goes back with the
Right.
Usos. Who knows?
Mhm.
Who knows? I mean, who knows where this story is going to go now?
Right.
I mean, technically, you have 3-on-3. I could also see a thing of Sammy and Kevin taking a while to get together, which is
Right.
another great story. I mean, Kevin has a big.
Yeah, they don't need to rush that.
No, because realistically, that's not how things work. Like,
Right.
Played that card really well. Like, look at his little promo with Elias about a month or so ago, when he was like, Elias was like, "I need you to have my back," and Kevin was like, "Do you think I forgot what you did to me?
Yeah.
You drove me crazy. You want me in your corner?" And
Right.
it was so
Right.
Kevin kind of had set his character up that way that he doesn't forget the past things that guys have done to him.
I mean, it started as a joke. The whole Sammy joining the Usos, the bloodline thing. It started as a joke, and a very funny joke. It's like, look at this goofy dude, to be thinking he's one of the Samoan bloodline.
yeah, but it
And,
worked. It really did work, man.
It
I did
did.
not think it was gonna work. It really worked.
And credit to the for running with it once they saw it was working.
Yeah.
I'm feeling Uzi. My yo, damn.
The one episode where Roman says to Sammy, "I don't want you to ever wear this shirt again," and everybody's like, "Oh, this is where he gets kicked out." I was like, "I want you to wear this shirt because you're an honorary Uso or whatever."
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, they did it well, and honestly, even up until the Usos were gonna put the lay on Sammy, and then Roman's like, "No, not yet." I mean, it just was down to the wire. I mean, well played on everybody. It was good. It was, the kind of things that you watch wrestling for to hopefully get some type of payoff like that, where you see something and it worked. I mean, look, man, we come on these podcasts. I'm sure not just us, almost anywhere that talks about wrestling or sports entertainment or whatever the hell you call it these days. And a lot of it's a lot of bitching and convention. Let's just be real. You can't really complain too much about this. I mean, I'm obviously I'm a little sad to see it break up because I was really enjoying Sammy and the Usos and that whole thing together. And yeah, but they did it so good. And there's so much room to go with it.
Yes.
I hope Tony Khan, Triple H, whoever does booking, whoever does creative for these wrestling companies, look at this and say, okay, I know you don't need obviously not every story should be 3 years or whatever, but still, stories matter. Yes, it's nice to do your little flippy spots, and there's nice to do your crazy spots or whatever, but the most important thing is give us a reason why this wrestler wants to fight this other dude. Give us a reason. Give us something. Don't just put people together and have them wrestle. You could do that, yeah, but when you have them wrestle for a reason and have good storytelling, it matters that much more.
Look what they've done with Cody. I'm here. I'm fighting for the one thing that the Rhodes family never got.
Exactly. It's a simple story, and you can believe it. You can believe he's fighting because he's always talking about his dad. He's always talking about how he's in the shadow of Dusty Rhodes. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get that thing that my dad never got. And I can't wait. Oh my God, I can't wait for the promos between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, because Roman is gonna just dig into him about his past. He's like, what? I guarantee at one point Roman's gonna say, "Why don't you leave to go form your other company so you could get kicked out of it? Why don't you just go away because you couldn't hack it because you were Stardust or whatever the heck you were? Why don't you go away because you really aren't legit, bro." Can't wait. He's going to have so many inside references. It's going to be amazing. But the question is, where does Sammy go from here? Has he been elevated to the point where you would believe him being world champion?
We'll find out at the Elimination Chamber a little bit. I mean, he's not going to win the title, obviously.
Yeah.
But how close will he get? How will they work the match? And the crowd's probably as behind him as they're ever going to be.
It's in his hometown.
I mean,
that crowd is going to be insane.
That's going to
I'll be honest with you. If you're just talking about just wrestling, whatever, yeah, of course I can believe Sami Zayn as a viable contender. I mean, look at him. I mean, I can believe him as far as if we're talking about just as, okay, if wrestling were real, okay, all right,
he wouldn't stand a chance.
Well, I'm talking about the way that he works. It makes you believe that he can stand a chance. All right, the way that he works, his technical ability, whatever that means, in real life, I can see him winning a match against a lot of people. But the problem is the way that they've booked him for so long.
Yeah.
Makes him look very weak when he really isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like
they basically make him a joke.
Yeah.
Look what he was doing at WrestleMania last year. He was with the guy from Jackass.
Yeah. He's running into giant mouse traps. I mean, yeah.
Less than a year ago.
Yeah, and lost that match to the guys from Jackass.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, at the time,
exactly.
It's almost like we want these guys to win. So who can we have them beat that it won't matter?
That's why him and KO in a tag team beating the Usos is a believable thing.
Yes. Yeah,
he matches up well with them. I don't think Sami Zayn is world.
I could see they could go one of two ways with Jay. They could say, okay, you're conflicted, whatever, but you're still one of us. You're coming back. And then eventually turns to them at WrestleMania or something like that. Or he sides with Kevin and Sammy. I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot of legs of this story.
I mean, there's a lot of things they can do with it. There's a lot of ways they can go with it. now we'll just see how much they're in their bag. And
I mean,
obviously, you got to stay healthy.
Paul Heyman bring out the Freebird rule and make Solo the other tag team champion.
They could do that. Well, I don't know if they could do that, but yeah, it's funny that's called the Freebird rule, and we know exactly what that is.
Right. I mean, but the thing is, but what's stopping it? I mean, like,
yeah, why not?
Why not? I mean, where is the WWE rule book? I mean,
Exactly. Where is this rule book?
Yeah. If they
You
say
know what
it's
we need?
okay, then it's yeah.
We need President Jack Tunney. He knew the rule book.
He knew the WWE rule book and page by page verbatim. But no, I mean, I can see a scene where Heyman gets over on Adam Pearce in some kind of way. And then who's the SmackDown GM? That Sonya still or
no? It's
know.
I'm on both shows.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, he could appeal to them in some kind of way. You know how Paul does. Basically, back them in some type of corner, and then all of a sudden now they can use the Freebird rule. There you go.
Yeah. We'll see.
So we get to decide who from the Bloodline is in the match.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I mean, they allowed Sammy to fill. They got precedent. They allowed Sammy to fill in just last week.
Right.
Tag team title match. Right?
Right.
There's your in.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, there's ways to do it, but I mean, either way, I'm interested to see what happens to the Usos.
Yeah.
Because that's just gonna be intriguing to see which way that goes. And I guess we build from there. I guess we watch on Friday.
We are interested for Friday night. What more?
I think Friday is going to be fascinating.
Which might also be why they're doing some of the stuff they're doing, because they're trying to get people to watch on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because because you watch Monday, you don't really know what the resolutions are from, the major pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So now you got to wait, a couple more days.
Yeah.
That's to build anticipation and ratings.
There you go.
Plus, let's also remember one other thing. The ratings for Nielsen for the February ratings period starts this week, and it starts Thursday. So this is the first Friday in the ratings book.
And February ratings are very important, right?
So that's a smart move on their part to build additional anticipation to try to get an additional number on their network show.
Makes sense.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Yeah. I mean, it's fascinating because basically we know of 2 matches of WrestleMania, and there's so much that we still have no idea about, and they have 2 months to figure it out. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this all shapes up. This is the best time of the year for wrestling.
I think we're going to get Seth and Logan Paul.
Yeah, probably.
Man, I think they want Logan Paul to be cheered, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Logan Paul, I give him credit. He looked all right normal for a little hot minute.
He is good.
He's good. But people don't like him.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, look, man, I'm not a fan of the guy or his brother. I think they're both idiots. But you know what? Hey, man, they're in shape. They're in shape. They take the training seriously. Again, I don't think very much of them. I don't really care for what they do with the reality TV, YouTube, whatever crap that stuff is. But hey, man, that dude, both of them in their respective worlds, they get inside their ring, man, and they do all right. I can't hate. I really can't.
The spot with Logan Paul and Ricochet where they flew from the ropes into each other. Wow.
That was insane.
That was insane.
I mean, it was good. It looked good. It sounded good. I mean, hey, man, look, I can't. Now, I don't need to see Jake Paul every week on Raw or SmackDown. I don't need to even see him every pay-per-view. I think maybe you bring him out, what's it, like the Crown Jewels, whatever.
Yeah.
Or I guess whatever you consider, Mania, SummerSlam.
Yeah, he's an attraction at your big pay-per-views.
Yeah. I guess what are they calling it? A Big Four, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of what they're doing. With Bray. I mean, he's not wrestling on TV every week. He's not. Yeah, this was his first match. since he came back.
And and he was gone for a while. So
yeah. So they're and that's okay to have some people be that. Logan Paul, he is that. And also you don't get sick of him in the process too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like that, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like 3-4 times a year, that's more than enough for me to see.
And he's put in the, he's going to deliver.
Yeah.
And Seth's going to make him look good. Yeah. Seth is a perfect opponent for him. That's going to be perfect. Yeah.
So back to each other. And
yeah.
You'll have Ryan fighting.
You have Seth Logan Paul. You have Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Gunther maybe against Drew McIntyre. That would be interesting.
I did not know how I was going to feel about Gunther at first. But I like him, man. That dude, I mean, he looks like now he looks like a 60s wrestler.
He does.
And like, he looks like if you ever played WB games, like you create a wrestler, you just get real lazy.
He's the default dude. He's the default character.
You just give a bunch of scores, you get tired of like playing with the face or whatever, and
black trunks, whatever. No knee pads. Just get out there. I'm just gonna play.
If you're watching Gunther and you need to chop somebody, not Bias said that. Not Bias is the one.
I'm just saying, man, black trunks, black boots, I guess that little jacket, and just go in there and beat the hell out of people, man.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, I don't know
it works. Yeah.
Or Sheamus again. I don't know that I want to see that. But I also don't know off the top of my head. I mean, he beat Braun Strowman clean. So I don't know.
I don't need to see Sheamus at all.
Yeah, come on. He's been around forever. I don't need to see anything with him. Cool looking dude, but man, okay. Yeah, he's just there to put over other people. You could have Edge versus Finn Balor, or you could have
okay, I've been arguing with a friend of mine about this, and he thinks that's what it's going to be. And you know what? At the end of the day, it probably is going to be Edge and Finn Balor. I'd rather see Edge and Damian Priest.
Yeah.
I want to see Edge put over Damian Priest and Damian Priest to become a little bit of a bigger star. Damian Priest is the one who turned on him. He's the one who said, we're getting rid of you, and then clotheslined him.
Yeah.
Why can't it be Damian Priest instead of Finn Balor?
Damian Priest has star potential. He could be elevated. That's a good idea.
You can use that rub.
You could use that rub. You know who Bray Wyatt's going to face? Whoever the heck Uncle Howdy is, and they're going to have a whoever can miss the other when you do a giant splash from a part of the building. It's gonna be like target practice. It's like, okay, you were 3 feet from the targets. Now let's see if Bray can do better. Let's see if he can get it between 3 and 5 feet. Let's get
I wonder how would a program go between Bray Wyatt and Karrion Kross?
In NXT, Karrion Kross had some of the supernatural stuff. I mean, he had an amazing ring entrance with Scarlett. I don't know why they're not doing that now.
It was better. Yeah. I like what they're doing now. They had something better.
It was much better in NXT. It was almost on the level of the Fiend. That's how good it was. It was like the whole arena filled with smoke and it was all in black and white. And Scarlett she always looks amazing, but she did stuff, and it was a really interesting thing. So we'll see. There's still so much to figure out for WrestleMania, so it's going to be exciting to see how that all progresses.
But isn't it great that this is exciting now? At least we're not just.
There's energy, there's excitement. There's good wrestling happening in the WWE. I mean, like we talked about Gunther, which again, even the name Gunther is like, okay, but in the ring, that guy is fun. Mm-hmm. And I like his style is unique too. He works, he's not doing a whole bunch of high spots.
Right.
That guy, that guy's there to beat the hell out of you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can legit believe he's gonna smack you around. He's gonna hurt. And it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
That's it's because of Triple H. It's because an 80-year-old senile man isn't running things anymore. That's why there's excitement, because it's like, okay,
It needed
let's
to change up. And look, I'm not here to bash Vince or whatever, but it needed to change.
Vince, I mean, I give the devil his due. He brought this up, brought it up in the 80s, brought it back through the Attitude Era. Father Time catches up to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Will
we'll
eventually
see.
up everybody, and so it passed him up. And this is Triple H's time, as his theme song "My Time" would indicate.
Hopefully it's his time. Hopefully Vince doesn't decide to say, you know what, I'm coming back. I'm gonna run things now.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks so much. This was so much fun. It's always a great time talking to you guys. So probably probably another month or so for WrestleMania. We'll talk again. So all right. I'll see you guys.
Hey,
All right,
thanks, man.
Bye.